Hello, I'm Pastor Jim Fruth, Executive Pastor here at Lenexa Baptist Church. Today from 1 Corinthians 11:1, Paul says, "Be imitators of me, just as I also am of Christ." As Paul did throughout the New Testament, he challenged the readers and us to imitate him as he imitates Christ. Some of the areas to be considered from Scripture are in conduct, love, speech, faith, and purity. Paul also exhorts us to practice these things. Later in Hebrews 13:7, we read that we should, considering the results of their conduct, imitate them. This is bold, but all Christians must set an example of Christ-likeness for others to follow. Paul was a worthy example for our consideration and imitation. As you live outward, have you considered what type of example you're setting? Recognizing that Jesus is our ultimate example and we should strive to imitate him, we should begin to look at more like him. A friend once prayed for me before departing on a missions trip. He said, "I hope that when people bump into you, that Jesus would spill out." I would challenge you to consider your own example that you're leaving for others. Are you striving to be like Christ? And are you willing to acknowledge your weaknesses before him so that he can continue to grow you in his image? A final challenge. If our own Christianity isn't working at home or at work, should we be exporting it? Being real with the folks you're sharing Christ with will hopefully point them to Jesus and demonstrate your willingness to grow and be more like him too.